Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast, everybody. This week we got episode 105, so strap in. We got a lot to talk about, everybody. And of course, as always, you'd like to join me and my friend McMillian as we discuss all things anime and sometimes manga. And then please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council, everybody. With all that being said, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin, everybody. Let's go. All right. As always, everybody, I hope everybody's doing super fantastic. Thank you all for joining us for another week. How you doing today, McMillian?
I'm doing great, my friend. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. So before I give out the council announcements, why don't you go ahead and hit everybody with today's agenda?
All right, so for today's agenda, we got a lot. So first up, we're gonna start off with our summer watch list, discuss what we've been watching for the summer season. Then we're gonna go into news, discuss some of the things that have been recently announced, as well as stuff that was announced from Anime Expo. And last but not least, My Hero Academia, your next movie review. And excuse me, sorry, one more thing. As always, hitting you with the weekly recommendation. Yeah, that'll be every
There we
thought.
go. There we go. So that is the agenda for today's episodes, everybody. Now moving on to some council announcements. So of course, everybody, you can join me, my friend McMillian, as we doing our weekly 2B Hero X reaction. So make sure you join us for those, as well as for next episode for 106. You can prepare for our Moonrise review, as well as we're going to be doing our spring 2025 wrap up and talking about any hidden gems from that season as well, everybody. So you can look forward to that as well, episode 106. But moving on from there, everybody, we're just gonna hop straight into it with today's first topic. We're gonna be going over our summer 2025 watch list, everybody. And maybe you want to go ahead and kick us off here?
Oh yeah, so start off, we're gonna be talking about what's on our dual watch list. So first up, as obviously, after our amazing React series for the first season, we have Dandan's second season. Everybody, I don't think it needs any further explanation than that. Dandan was a great ride, and it looks to be continuing just as well.
That it was. That it was. Next up, we got Sakamoto Days, everybody. This is the one of the Netflix originals that came out. Well, not Netflix original, but Netflix only animes that came out last season. And it's a pretty good one. It's about an assassin who gave up the assassin life to, just live a quiet life with his family. But of course, once you're assassin, you just can't escape that word, everybody. So it's a really good show. Part 2 of Sakamoto Days is coming out this season, so definitely check it out. We're gonna be, I'm gonna be checking that out.
Yeah, I've been. I think I've watched one episode from the second part, but I've been all over the place.
I feel you there. Oh,
Next,
well, there you go. Only reason I guess I introduced this one because I at least seen a couple episodes of it. Next up, Lord of Mysteries. I don't even know where to begin with this one, but essentially it's a show following the human world and they have magic in it. But essentially you have a set of people called the Beyonders that is trying to ascend to godhood by taking magic potions. And you start from sequence nines with the potion all the way up to sequence one. The lower the sequence number, the stronger you get. And they said, the lowest of the sequence have, powers akin to gods. It's kind of
okay.
a weird show. As it says, Lord of Mysteries, there is a lot of mysteries in this show as well. It starts off with a guy basically being isekai, and he's trying to figure out his grounds and what's going on and everything. So it's a really good show.
Okay. Yeah, it's on my list. I haven't gotten to it, as you can imagine, but Ace has, so luckily you can talk about it. Next up, is the dark fantasy of the season. In my opinion, it's a show called Clevitus. It basically focuses on a how much can I show without spoiling? A dark beast, um, trying to learn more about the human world in the most interesting way possible.
Yeah, no,
While
that's a good
trying,
description.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. There's a lot to say here. I will say the first episode does, I think, a really good job of kind of like diving you into the series.
Hmm.
Currently, it's like 3 episodes out, but that's all I'm gonna say without too much more. Because I do think you guys should like kind of experience this a little bit more blind. So like,
Yeah, it's a good one. Like Million said, it's definitely probably gonna be the dark fantasy of the season. So definitely, like I said, I checked out the first few episodes too. It's nice. So definitely check this one out too. Oh, you
mhm.
want to take this next one as well?
Yep. Next up, whew, peak, everybody. All right. So this is if you've been watching this for a while, I'd be talking about my mangas. Gachi Akuta is
There you
one
go.
of the newest animes this season, and it is. I'm telling you right now, it's got one of the best stories. Basically, focuses on a character who gets framed for murder in this pristine heavenly city. And when you commit crimes in the city, you get thrown off of this floating city. Basically, you just get thrown off it, just like trash. Lo and behold, obviously, there's a world underneath heaven, um, just completely polluted. And in the world underneath, trash. There exist trash monsters. I forget exactly what they're called. And basically, our main character joins the organization to one fight these trash monsters and protect the people that live down in the underneath, but as well as try and figure out how to get back up top and figure out who framed him for murder.
Yes, yes. No, it's a real. The first episode definitely pulled me in. I was like, okay, I already because I already knew the premise of that because McMillan, you told me what it was, but now I checked it out. The animation is nice and just the way overall way they're presenting everything and just the way they're presenting the world is really really grand and um it looks good, especially the underworld part. Like I said, just everywhere, all the trash and stuff everywhere. I
Yeah,
didn't think they was gonna be able to pull something like that off, but the CGI isn't that bad. So props to them.
yeah. I do like how there's the Gachi Kuda, the manga is like very heavily inspired by like graffiti art, and I think they translated like some of the style really well into the anime. So that's also something
Yes.
like really
It
cool.
definitely has a unique style. Like when you see it, it's his own thing, right? So definitely props out to the animators. They're popping off with this one, and just the writer of the story in general, because it seems like it's going to be a hell of a ride from the very first few little
Yep,
episodes. Because I think there's only like 3 4 episodes out right now, but
yep. That it
yeah.
will be, and also we get a full unbroken apart 24 episodes as well. So
Oh,
that's
there we go. That's what we like to see. We coming back to original form with these anime seasons. I love it. I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
All
Next up,
right.
everybody on the list, once again, don't really need much explanation. Kaiju number 8. If you have not been living under a rock, you know what Kaiju number 8 is. We're gonna be checking out season 2, everybody. Season 1 was a banger, and I'm expecting another banger out of season 2. So I mean, hey,
Yep. Yep. And then last but not least, this is a new popular kid. Well, the people were raving about the manga, so I'm calling it a new popular kid, kind of like Gachi Yakuda. It's called Togen Enki. Basically, it focuses on this main character who's trying to get revenge for the death of his father after he learns that one, he is part Oni, and two, there's been a shadow war going on in the world between Onis and these group of people called the Momotaro, who basically have vendetta against Oni born people. Um,
kill
it,
the
from
demons.
Yeah, so far it's got like 2 episodes out, and it seems like it's gonna be a really fun, wild ride. I yeah, that's basically all I can say.
Yeah, no, they put me in from the trailer. I ain't checked out none of the episodes yet, but that initial trailer release they showed, it was just like, "Ooh, what is this right here?" Like, okay,
Yeah.
like, all right, look, you know what, y'all got me. Don't even worry about it. Y'all got me. I'm gonna be there. All right, I'm gonna be there. So yeah, Togi Aniki definitely on my watch list as well. And that's the end of our joint watch list, everybody. So now we're going to be going over our individual watch list. I'm going to be quickly go through mine here real quick. The Rising of the Shield Hero season 4, everybody. Shield Hero is a decent show. It varies in greatness from season to season, but I do still think it's a decent show overall. Next up, Doctor Stone Science Future Part 2, the final season of Doctor Stone, everybody. The final season, final part, if you will. Little AOT going on here. But hey, the final part of the last final season here. Gonna be coming out this summer. So definitely can't wait to figure out how, Doctor Stone ends. It's been a crazy ride and enjoyable ride too. So definitely excited for that. And the last up, the Water Magician. This seems like this is gonna be my little new isekai / fantasy show that I'm gonna be watching for this season. It looks good. So yeah, the Water Magician.
Yep. So for me, on mine, I have like two definites and like two possibles. The definites, the summer Hikaru died. This seems to be like a dark mystery type show. Basic premise is, these two best friends reunite after a summer vacation, and one of them uh, may or may not be dead, and something is replacing it. One of the kids, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. After that, we have The Secret of the Silent Witch. This is probably my fantasy for the season. Um, it's basically focuses on a girl who's able to use a type of sorcery or magecraft unbeknownst to this world by anybody else,
Okay.
and how that affects her life. So that's it seemed really interesting to me based off that premise. And then my two maybes. The first one is Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. I watched original Rascal Does Not Dream. I forgot it was the Rascal. I forgot the full title of the original now. Damn it! But um, the original series, despite having a weird name, was actually pretty good. So I do kind of want to check out this new
I
one.
think it
I
was
just don't
Rascal
know.
Doesn't Dream of Burning Girl, Senpai, something like that,
Yeah,
right?
terrible name off the cuff because you hear that and you be like, "What type of freak shit you are watching?" It's a really good slice of life, though. I'm not even. I swear to you, but there. I do. This is a maybe only because I know like two movies I think have come out for this series, and
Mhm.
I have no idea if this is picking up after the movies or straight up after the series. So if I have to watch the movies, it's gonna be a minute before I get to this. And then my other maybe is Hotel and Humans. This is a maybe because I kind of like the premise, but it does seem a bit generic, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to it as fast. Basically, the premise is a hotel exists for assassins, and obviously these assassins all don't like each other. So it's something to figure out there. Like I said, the premise seems interesting, but also kind of like, I mean, very action generic kind of action based little thingy. So I'll just wait and see if I'll get to those.
Understandable, understandable. All right, everybody, that is our summer 2025 watch list. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys going to be checking out for this summer. I thought there was going to be a few more bangers than this during the summer season, but I guess not. The spring season might have had a few more bangers. I don't know, but we'll see. But
Yeah,
at
I
least
think we'll
for
be busy.
our joint watch list, there's definitely some bangers on there, right? You know, Kaiju number 8, Dan Dan. Lord of Mystery is turning out to be really, really good, as well as, you know, Clevitus as well, like a
Hmm.
sleeper banger pick right here, because I didn't know anything about it until you said it. So
Yeah,
um
I didn't know this series existed, but apparently it's been around for a while.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, all right, everybody, we're moving on from there. We're going to be heading on to our next topic, everybody. And it's time for my favorite part of the show, and I hope it's your favorite part of the show as well. It's time for GLC News, your weekly source for your favorite anime news, everybody. Let's get into it. All right, so starting us off here fresh, everybody. For all you dub watchers out there, for all you dub haters, Netflix says fuck you, all right? Because they have reported that over 50% of their global anime watchers, everybody, 50% of their global anime watchers, they watch dub, everybody. Not sub, they watch dub. And I would like to say that a lot of the recent dub here has been begging recently. Like I have been watching a couple of other shows here and there in dub. Like prime example, Dan to Dan. Right, the dub for Dan to Dan is amazing. And we were just talking about it also recently. Clavitus. I'm watching the dub for that. The dub for Clavitus is actually pretty damn good as well.
Really
Like
good.
so, I mean, hey, like
Really good.
the dub voice actors, they're doing as good this generation. All right, if you ain't been checking out some dub animes, you're doing yourself a disservice. All right, check some out.
Yeah,
Anything you
that
want to
might
say, McMillian?
no, but it does give me an idea for an episode we might want to do, like good dubs and potentially just dubs in general. We might want to discuss like why they have a negative, right?
Yeah.
That could be a an interesting one. But no, I agree with Ace. Like the dubs this season have been really good, or like within recent times, has just been really nice. Um, so definitely, I would check out. I would if you want to watch stuff in dub, Dan and Clevitus, very solid pick, very solid.
All right, moving on
Next
from
up,
there, everybody. Speaking of Danadan, Toonami is adding Danadan to their roster of shows for the, Toonami lineup, everybody. So Toonami will be not Danadan will be airing on Toonami at the 12:30 a.m. time slots every week, starting on July 26th, everybody. So check it out.
yep, yep. Also, just for the manga readers out there, Kodansha USA is going to be licensing a couple of series to bring to the West. Um, those being Galaxis, Omori, Fruits from the Underworld, and a couple more. There's a full list if you look up on Kodansha's,
The
well, I'll
website.
say their Twitter or their
Okay, the
website.
Twitter got you. Nice.
Yeah, I was about to say if you go to their Twitter, it should. I think the list is also there. But like, definitely on their website, they have like a full slate of what they plan to bring come spring of next year.
Nice,
Um,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
Uh, another set of news. A series me and Alex both really like is getting a video game. Shangri-La Frontier, the Seven Colossi game, has received received a trailer. Unfortunately, there is no release date, but it does seem to be like a kind of 3D action slash type of game, kind of like the One Piece adventure games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. I don't know if it's gonna be like a mobile game or not yet. Still though, it's being produced by Netmarble. I don't know what games they make at all. I think this is my first time hearing of this
Net
game
Marvel as well,
company,
yeah.
but it looks all right for what they've shown so far. I don't know if it's gonna be really the Shangri-La game I'm looking for. Me personally, I need a Shangri-La MMO. Just somebody need to put the money into making a Shangri-La MMO. Just do it.
I don't think we've reached that level yet.
Just do
right?
it.
Like in the show, they got VR and shit. We ain't
do it.
even
We
there
don't need VR. This is real life. Just do it. Just do it. Just give me a Shangri-La MMO. Stop playing.
That's hilarious.
But moving on from there, everybody. Recently JJK decided they was gonna do a cash grab and do a compilation film and put it out in theaters. Well, everybody, they made a total of 2.5 million from their US screenings. Not a big haul, but hey, I mean it is what it is. But I don't think they should have done it in the first place.
So from what I saw online, apparently they added some stuff at the end of the thing, like more Gojo and Ghetto's high school life. So they had like slides of pictures and stuff like that.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't. When the end result is the same, does it really matter? Yeah.
We didn't need this. Why are we making a compilation film of the season that we just aired? For what? For what?
See, I don't mind compilation films, but I feel like they have to be after a series is done. If that makes sense. Like, for instance, there's this anime that me and another friend of mine really like called Gurren Lagann. They came out with I think it was like it was like a 10-year or 12-year anniversary like film. Like they split, like they technically compiled the anime episodes into 2 films. And they added some extra shots and stuff, but like for the most part, it was basically the same story. And if it's done like that, cool. But this, from what everyone said, was basically the same, the same shit. And it wasn't even like the full season 2. It was just the hidden inventory arc. Like
it was just a hidden inventory. See, I just don't understand. It was no needed at all. It was not needed. I don't understand what made them think like, yeah, we just gonna recompile the hidden inventory arc and throw it out of theaters. Like for what? Like it probably wasn't not a lot of work, but it still is. What did y'all think y'all was gonna make millions off of that? Well, I guess technically y'all made millions. I mean, made 2, but I mean
2.5 at least in the US, right?
Yeah. It's just. It wasn't needed. But yeah, moving on from there, everybody, getting into some manga / light novel news here. The Misfit of a Demon King Academy light novel is entering its final arc. I know our resident light novel reader of this one is McMillion. Do you have anything you want to say here?
Like I have not started yet. I have not started. When we get to the next thing, that might get me to start. But I watched Misfit of the Demon King Academy. What I would say. It's not like anything special type of anime, but it is a good watch. Like it's like a show you would put on kind of just like vibe to, or like just watch and for a good time. You're not like there for any greater message or anything like that, but it's just a nice time. So hearing that the story zone is coming to an end is bittersweet, I guess, because like I said, I kind of like it, but I am looking forward, and hopefully they do adapt all of it, because I am liking the anime. I don't know though if the anime ends and doesn't come back, if I'll start playing them. Funny enough though, 86 is releasing their 14th volume soon of their light novel on September 10th. And according to news sources, this is the beginning of their final arc. And if you've watched this podcast for enough time, you know how me and Ace feel about 86. It's a great. Where's the anime?
I'm gonna show up at your studio now. I'm gonna show up at your studio. Where is season 2? Don't make me show up at your studio. All right. Give me season 2.
Personally, I don't know if I'll say it. I'm right there with Alex. Bring it back, please. But also, like I said, if it's a thing about people buying the light novels, I bought 5 of them. I will bust them out. Don't do this.
Do I have to do that as well?
That's
Do I have to buy the light novels and make a summon a circle to get season 2 here? Is that what y'all want me to do? I'll do it.
because I was gonna say, like, I'm not a light novel reader yet, but this, if they don't
I'm gonna have to read the rest of the story. I must know how this ends. I'm with you there, because you're not gonna give me a great, phenomenal story like this, and I just don't figure out. No, I will personally be going and buying the books. I don't even buy light novels, but if 86 don't come back, you best believe I'm gonna either find it online or I'm gonna order some books. 100%. 100%. Moving on from there, everybody. Speaking of more mangas, Kaiju number 8 manga has officially ended. So hooray. But for all our anime only watchers out there, definitely, try and stay out away from spoilers. Season 2 is out and about right now live. So definitely still stay away from spoilers, because with that and plus the manga ending, these manga readers might start getting a little, jumpy. So just watch yourself out there. All right, just watch yourself.
I want to say the Kaiju number 8 readers probably wouldn't spoil the ending, but I don't know. People are crazy. people are crazy. Speaking of which, another manga that ended, Vinland Saga. Well, it hasn't ended, but it's entering its final arc very soon, July 24th. Oh,
no,
sorry.
No, it has ended. It released its final chapter today. As of this recording.
Chapter.
As of today.
I misread. I read arc, and I thought it was probably from the Demon King thing. But yeah, at least final chapter today. A real one went out.
A real one went out, yes.
I cannot wait for season 3. Don't make me a liar, Mappa. Or who? Yeah, it's Mappa now. Don't make me a liar. Mappa. Bring this shit back.
There's no way they don't continue Vinland Saga for the anime. There's just no way. You give us 2 amazing seasons, just automatically start, especially now that the source material is done. There's no way. There's no way.
Right? No way. That's what I'm saying.
There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, so just before we get into some Anime Expo news here, we got a couple of more general announcements. Starting us off with that the final season of My Hero Academia, everybody, is going to be premiering on October the 4th. And it's good because MHA, your next film, it might not have been the best of things. So we need the final season here.
Don't give them a preview of the review.
It is what it is. It is what it is, right? Also, speaking of, second animes, both both Ninja Kumoi and The Beginning After the End is getting a season 2. Two animes that may or may not, some people will say, should have not received a second season.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I said to Beginning at the End they should just have got a second season. Ninja Kamui, okay. But Ace missed something. It's Ninja Kamui got confirmed not only for season 2 but a 3rd season.
Which is surprising to me, because I didn't think season 1 did that well. I didn't hate it, but I definitely did feel a little cheated with the plot twist and the overall plot of the anime, right?
The joke online was to even the creator surprise, Ninja Kamui got 2 more seasons. That was the joke online for a while. Season 2 already has a title. It doesn't have a release date, but it has a title. It's called The Red Vendetta. And there is there's like a key visual out online, so you can go and find it if you want to look at that. Another piece of news, Tokyo Revenger fans, rise up, because next year,
final season
starts. We get a War of the Three Titans arc. It unveiled its first trailer a while back. So for those that might have missed it, go check out the trailer. It does look like. It does seem like we're going to be getting a really good, story. Some people had mixed opinions about the ending.
I was just about to say, this is one of those other mangas that when it ended, the manga readers had mixed feelings about its ending. And just like AOT, we can only tell once we get there for ourselves, as an anime only watcher, right? So we'll get to see, what the manga readers was episode about, in 2026. All right, but now everybody, moving on from there, we're going to be talking about some news that got announced during Anime Expo 2025, everybody. So, starting us off here, everybody, of course, you already know that Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, the final season, final part, The Calamity, is going to be airing in 2026, everybody. I can't wait. I cannot wait for the final season of Bleach. I would hope that it was gonna come out this year, but it's okay. I can wait. I can
Yeah, a
wait.
lot of people were surprised that it's not coming out this year. But to be quite honest, from what I know of the last half of this of
It should be
Bleach,
getting
I
wild.
think I was gonna say I would think I think they probably need more time to cook,
Yeah,
which is
it
good.
should be getting wild.
Par-
All the final big fights are about to come up. So listen, take all the time you need to cook. Right, take all the
I was about
time
to
you
say,
need in the kitchen.
and Parrot Films, they've proven themselves. I feel like already with the season so far. That
Yes,
the animation be crisp.
yes.
So.
Season 3, boy. Ooh, season 3, boy. Ooh. Boy, if they went back and did a remake in the style of just Bloodborne in general, but especially season 3, but man. Hey, it won't be no Bleach haters no more. I can tell you that. Moving on from there, everybody. My Black Clover son here is getting another season. Wisteria Wine and Sword season 2 debuts in 2026. Everybody, give it up. Give it up for our son, everybody. He made it. He made it to prevail to a season 2. It was a sleeper pick when it first came out, and I knew nothing about it, but I'm glad I picked it up. Wisteria Wine and Sword is a good story, good fantasy story. I'm glad it's good in the season 2. If you haven't checked it out, do so, or not. But you should though.
No, you should definitely should. Speaking of good fantasy, we have Fear and Beyond Journey's End season 2 airing beginning of next year, January 2020, January 2026. So
Peak.
get ready to be out of mana, but not out of options, as
On
a great
me.
sorcerer once said.
Elf
Wait,
supremacy is returning to everybody.
Ah.
Freeman supremacy is returning. Your favorite elf is returning. I don't think I have a favorite. Freeman instantly jumped up to my favorite elf. Instantly. Name a better elf in anime now. Name one. Give me one. You can't think of one better than Freeman right now.
Yeah, I'm blanking right now. At least I'm blanking right now. And also another return of the great. We finally got news. Black Clover
fans, we all
is coming back.
They tried to tell us it was all copium. They tried to tell us we was never gonna return. They tried to tell us they stopped hoping and give up hope. They told us our show was ass. They told us Black Clover was not worth watching. They told you your show was never gonna come back. It's back, baby.
Shit.
It's back, baby. Yeah. It's back, baby. I can't wait. I can't wait for Black Clover to come back. Once again, I said it once on this podcast, and I'll say it again. Black Clover is indeed my favorite shonen of the new gen era.
Good time. It's a good time. And if I'm not mistaken, I think our docket might have glitched, but I do believe this was in regards to Black Clover. The Studio Bones, their film side, it will be animating this season. So
yes, essentially the same people that was working on the recent Black Clover movie. Same thing. So we're in good hands. We are in good hands, everybody. We're in good hands.
Yep. Right after that, we have Mushoku Tensei coming back for season 3. Its trailer there was a reveal trailer as well as a 2026 announcement. We don't know exactly what season, season, summer, winter, fall, but it is coming back next year.
Nice. Moving on from there, everybody. JJK, the Cullen game art has officially been announced to be in production, everybody. So hopefully we get to see it, sometime next season. Not next season, next year. Hopefully we get an announcement by the end of the year, but hopefully we see it next year, though. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Moving on from there, everybody. Netmarble pops back up again. Look at that, Netmarble back to back. Another solo leveling game is being produced, everybody. This one is by Netmarble. It's called Solo Leveling Karma Action. This one is going to be an action roguelike game, everybody, in the solo leveling universe. So we're going to be having 2 solo leveling games coming out here soon. Solo leveling, I think A Rise of the Shadow, something like that is called, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
And then now this one, Solo Leveling Karma. So definitely, which is, they capitalizing off the recent hype for Solo Leveling. I can't blame them.
Mm-hmm. Although I think they did, there was a warning, I think, about it. I don't know when this one comes out, but I think some people said that has stuff, based on the trailer, this looks like it has stuff that's like further in the anime.
Further into the anime than we're currently at, or further into the series than we're currently at.
basically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was like the warning from people who have read the series. So I don't
Gotcha.
know when
Gotcha.
this game is coming out, but if it comes out before season 3, you have been warned.
You haven't. I feel you.
Next up, we have a couple more anime announcements. Beastars and Record of Ragnarok will be returning next year. Record of Ragnarok, we have a December release,
See?
and Beastars will be coming back next year, 2026. Doesn't know exactly when that'll happen, but it'll be the final half of the final season, as you know that they like to do. And then after that,
Curse you, AOT.
Another new anime has been announced. We have actually a couple of new animes have been announced. But first off, we got Rooster Fighter. For those that may not have heard, people said this is One Punch Man, but even sillier because it is a rooster as the main character.
The trailer looked freaking ridiculous. I'm not.
It does. It quite honestly does. So yeah, there's a trailer. Supposedly it's coming out spring of next year. So if you're looking for hilarity and a rooster beating somebody's ass next year. And then after that we have one of the goats returns.
The goats.
With the creator of Full Metal Alchemist.
Demons of the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, thank you. Hiromu Arakawa's Demons of the Shadow Realm is getting a anime. I was unaware that she released another manga, but basically the plot for this one is follows two twins, Yuru and Asa, who are destined to rule powerful supernatural entities called daemons. Separated at birth, they must reunite, claim their birthright, and save the world.
Impact type shit.
From ancient daemons awakening to fight in an age-old war. Apparently, this is going to be animated by Studio Bones, so I think they're going to be in good hands.
Yep, 100%. Also, next up, that got announced during that Anime Expo, everybody, the sequel to Cyberpunk Edge Runners, everybody has got announced. They're going to be coming up with another 10-episode sequel anime series for Cyberpunk anime, everybody. They're going to be directly following up, in same universe, Cyberpunk, but following the Edge Runner story. New characters, though. I mean, like they unfortunately spoiled still in their announcement in this. David is dead, everybody.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you watched.
I feel you. I don't know, and not know, but still, but like for people who haven't watched it, right? And you're promoting your season 2, you're just starting off with the main plot line at the end of the season.
Well, I think they wanted to be very clear that this is an anthology, right? Like this is going to be different characters, same universe, different characters. Basically, the plot line for this one is it seems to be we're going to be following a reporter in Night City. Nice. Legitimately, the tagline is, when the world is blinded by spectacle, what extremes do you go to make your story matter? Nice. And I just want to remind people, they said in the game, they said in the anime, there are no happy endings in Night City. So I don't get you know how season 1 ended. Get your tissues ready, okay?
You do know how season 1 ended. Yes. You do know how. So if the ending of season 2 is gonna be anything like season 1, I'm with McMillionaire. Get your tissues ready, all right? Oh man. Next up there, everybody. Some news here. They revealed their first trailer for the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle arc, but if I'm not mistaken, the movie is already currently out in Japan currently. Yeah. So definitely for the anime only watchers out there, be careful of spoilers out there. It's going to be coming to theaters very, very soon here on September the 12th, everybody. So definitely, me and McMillian, we're going to be checking it out. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the finale of Demon Arc here. I just wish they didn't split it up into a 3-arc movie. Personally, just me personally, but we're here.
Now, I will say, just so people are aware, the movie it also revealed its English name, which is going to be The Return of Akaza. So we already know who's in the film. But I will also say that it's coming to IMAX theaters. So for those who want to ball out,
I'm going to see it in IMAX.
The extreme, if you want,
I'm going to see it in that. If you want the full experience,
the pristine experience coming to IMAX. Just so people are aware of that. It will be offered in subtitles and dub, obviously, when it makes it here. But yeah,
Man, these folks gonna print
be
money.
yeah, and Lisa returned to do the theme song for this
Nice,
movie, so
nice.
be aware of that.
She need to do. She
And
need to do theme for all three of them. Fuck it, all three of them.
honestly,
Just have
I
Lisa
would
do
not
all
be.
three of them.
I wouldn't be mad at
What are we doing
that.
here? Just have Lisa do all of them. We're gonna end it up. We're gonna end the series off with a bang.
Would not be mad at that. Would not be mad at that. But yeah, definitely be careful because there were reports of people finding like them uploading high res scenes. I haven't seen any of them, thankfully, but there have been people. I have been hearing that some people have like seen stuff.
Thankfully, I haven't seen anything either, so I'm with you there. Thankfully, but yeah, definitely watch out. That's crazy. Yeah, watch out for that.
Yep. And then last but not least for news, Chainsaw Man is also, as you know, is also getting a movie this year.
See,
it's called the Rize Arc. It revealed that Kinsei Yonezu's theme song is in the trailer, and then it'll be opening in the US and UK on October 29th. So come this fall, we got anime watchers. We got a lot of movies to watch.
We do.
We got to put money in the box office.
They're taking our monies this fall season. It's okay though. We're gonna give it to them gladly though. I'm gonna give it to them gladly. But yes, everybody. So that is the end of all the news from Anime Expo, everybody. And of course, this isn't all the news that got revealed at Anime Expo. If you want a full list of everything that got revealed at Anime Expo, is on their website. So you can go take a look at it, everybody. Go see everything that got revealed. So because a lot of cool stuff did get revealed. These are just what we would like to call the major highlights, if you will, from Anime Expo, everybody. But yeah, so thank you for that. And that's the end of GLC news, everybody. Moving on from there, we're going to be heading on to our weekly recommendation. I'll be handed off to McMillion here.
Yeah, so this weekly rec isn't that old. This is from, I believe, 2 seasons ago. It's called Ragnar Crimson. It's got 1 season, 24 episodes, offered in both subbed and dubbed. But to watch the dubbed, you have to be. I believe it's only offered on High Dive. You can find the sub on High Dive as well and on Hulu. So just if you wanted to watch it. But basically, the plot is Ragnar is a demon hunter along with his partner who one day they get attacked, and unfortunately his partner gets hurt to the point where he's not sure if he could save her, but his future self appears before him and says, "Take my power so you can potentially kill all the dragons in this age." And crazy shit happens from there. So it's kind of like a how do I want to say this? Because I'm trying to think of another show or anime that works off the plot or premise. But basically, it's a story of a man trying to change the future with abilities he got from himself in the future. Crazy concept. But it's a man warring with dragons, trying to make sure they don't destroy the world.
All right, sounds good. I might have to check this one out. I know you mentioned it back when it was airing, but I never did get around to checking it out. I'm definitely going to check this one out, though. Thank you for that. Once again, everybody, this week's weekly recommendation brought to you via McMillion, Ragnar Crimson, everybody. Definitely go and check it out. All right, moving on from there, everybody, we're going to be heading on to our last topic of the day. It's time for our Gurren Otaku GLC review of the My Hero Academia, your next film, everybody. As always, of course, we're going to be starting off with our spoiler-free review. So if you don't want to be spoiled, we're going to be starting off with that. After our spoiler-free review, we will be heading to our spoiler review, everybody. Mm-hmm. So, but we will let you know then. But yeah, so starting us off here, I'm just going to go ahead and give it out here. My spoiler-free review of My Hero Academia, everybody. So the My Hero Academia, your next film, is without a doubt the weakest out of the film. Without a doubt, out of all of them. The overall plot was not interesting. I think Dark Knight should have been way more cooler than what he was. He just wasn't that much of a threat at all. Like when I heard Dark Knight, I thought we was gonna get some grandiose stuff happening in this movie. Like the fight between Bakugo in the last movie, the fight between Bakugo and the little dude with the multiple arms was better than the final fight between Deku and all these guys between Dark Knight. Like, I don't know what we're doing here. Dark Knight should have been way cooler. As far as all the new side characters got introduced, none of the new side characters were cool or interesting in any way. Nothing really stuck out anything about any of them at all, in my opinion. Right? None of them really had any cool powers. I think the one guy that probably had one of the most cool powers was this guy who could like stop time in a zone around him, or slow down time in a zone around him. I think that was about one of the coolest powers
Oh
we've
yeah.
seen. But other than that, none of the side characters had really anything, stand out about them. Thankfully though, all the fights did look good, but unfortunately, that can't save this film though. At the end of the day, unfortunately, I'll give my rating out whenever Big Million is done with his speaking. But yes, that is my spoiler review of My Hero Academia. You're next.
Uh, Not to belabor the point, I basically agree with most of Ace's sentiment. The only thing I'll say is, spectacle cannot save a movie. Um, your next, as Ace said, weakest of probably the My Hero films. Um, and honestly, the only good part about it was the animation. I will say the one side character I did kind of like was the Butler side character. I am blanking on his name, unfortunately, but he, out of everybody introduced, is probably the most interesting individual because, as far as I know, his well, he had a quirk suppression quirk, but like other than that, he was basically a cyborg dude, and it was really cool how he operated and everything. I thought it was a really interesting character. Unfortunately, he was wasted on this film. Um, yeah, no one was really a threat. It also sucks because like this was released in time period wise. This was close to Vigilante Deku, or like either right before or right after. He didn't need Class 1A for this film, so they were kind of just wasted. Honestly, it really, yeah, it like this. It was a movie that definitely just felt like we had to do something before My Hero ends to get money, and yeah,
I
I
didn't even, you know what? I didn't even think about it from that perspective. But we did not need 1A in this film at all.
it was because the thing is, this was either right before he did his vigilante run, or
Hmm.
right after. Both I would either one I would argue Class 1A would not have been needed.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. So for rating, I think a 6 out of 10, maybe even 5 out of 10 for me for a rating for this movie. It's just not that great in my opinion. This I was in love with the My Hero Academia movies because they always did something different from these shows, and I was so disappointed with this film.
Yeah, I will. I'm not that far off from you. I actually I'm more of solid on mine. I think it's a 5
Okay.
because it doesn't really serve a purpose. Now, granted, you could probably say that about the other My Hero movies except for the first one, but at least the other two, like 2 and 3, were enjoyable in my mind to watch. They had interesting things to say slash do. Like 3, we fully got to see how the kids operated in like a tactical unit, in oversea, like in an oversea operation. Like, granted, was it canon? No, but like it was still hella interesting. And then in 2, even though I think it's kind of bullshit, Deku and Bakugo shared All for One. Again, totally goes against the mythos, but it was really cool to see. Right? Those and those 3 movies had something I think like to say, or like at least do, in terms of their scope. Right? Like, oh, also like to introduce a person who was almost gonna be All for One but got rejected basically at the end. So like that was, I mean, that, like, again, interesting premise. So like for this one is just, what if we introduce a dude who's obsessed with I'm like, but is evil, and I'm just like, why?
Why? Like, yeah, I almost think yes. Well, you know what? Thank you. But that is the end of our spoiler-free review, everybody. If we're gonna get into our spoiler review here now, if you don't want to be spoiled, now is your time to hop off the podcast. We've been enjoying you. This is our last topic of the day of the episode, so you're not gonna miss nothing after this. Thank
Yeah,
you for
go watch
joining
the
us for this
movie.
week. Mhm.
Go watch the movie and come back and watch the spoiler section. That's all I'll
Thank
say.
you. 100%. Once again, you have been warned. Our spoiler section of My Hero, Your Next Film is now starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go. So it almost would have been cooler to me if Dark Might would have been like a clone of All Might or something, and he turned out to be evil. Because just like you said, the whole thing is just about this mob guy who just fell in love with All Might, and then all of a sudden, because he got rejected by All Might, was just, oh well, now I'm gonna go do bad things, or like,
Like for me, what would have been interesting, especially I think during the time period that my hero was in, because the fact that like this was like right after everybody broke out of jail. This would have been so interesting to introduce a character who is evil and was
in the
like All
jail.
Might, but like yeah, and was like All Might, but he inspired like evil acts or people to do bad. Like you know how like for instance in the last season there was an episode where I forget what they call them, but like you know the people in My Hero whose quirk is basically like their bodies mutated or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and how like regular people were against them, like were
Mm-hmm.
prejudiced against them. It'd been so interesting to have a character that was like All Might that like saved regular looking people, but was like prejudiced against entomorphs or something like that, or like there's so many different routes they could have went. Honestly, thinking of them is making me upset because like there's such an interesting thing you could do with the world being scared that All Might is no longer around and all these villains are out. You could have made like this guy could have entered in and inspired, like gave people hope, but at the same time led them down like bad paths.
Yeah,
Introducing a mob boss who's already like just at the pinnacle, like or he already has like goons and stuff like that. Just
the
I don't.
goons.
It doesn't do anything. Like like he's just villain of the week,
Yeah,
but he got a movie.
That's all it was. He was a villain of the week, but he got a movie. That's exactly what it was. Old boy showed up, magically created a ship, started headed toward the school. Oh, heroes, oh no, we got to slow him down. Everybody tries and slow him down. Kids go onto the ship. Kids immediately get to the bad guy and whoop his ass. Like, what are we talking about? And that's the movie.
I mean, like, yeah, there was like a separation thing. We got to hear about like two characters' backstories,
Yeah,
but like
we slightly separated for a second just to learn about the two main side characters of the movie, and then right after that, final fight.
it didn't. And like Ace said, like were there cool fights? Sure, but like they kind of pale in comparison to the cool fights you get from
The other movies, yes,
movies.
like it. Oh my gosh,
So like it wasn't really anything. It's not like Deku learned any new skill or whatever. Like this movie didn't offer anything of like substance.
they didn't show
The ex-
Deku pulling off any new crazy moves with all for one or anything. Just a standard. Oh, I'm about to slingshot into you and kick you move. It was just all like stuff
also
we've
for
seen
like
before. I don't know.
also for like it's crazy to have a film called My Hero Academia, You're Next. Like legitimately the words All Might said to Deku when he retired after he saved Bakugo. The whole point at the camera thing and be like you're next, and then wasted on the most fodder ass people that you could put at that time, right? Like this is a time period in the show where Shigaraki's like getting the powers of All for One. All for One is back. Ran Multiple villains are just running the streets, and then you have a mob boss.
If anything, this could almost been a movie where we seen Class A, get stronger and prove that could keep up with Deku, especially like you since you said it was almost around that same time where Deku was finna go on his little dark Deku arc or
If
whatever,
I'm not
vigilante
mistaken,
arc, right?
this is around like it's either before or after, one of the two.
So no, we could have had
And if it's
we could have
after,
had a 1A movie this go around, right? It probably would have been better just focused around them because, like you said, they didn't need to be here. All we really needed was Bakugo, Deku, and not Itadori. What's his name? And Todoroki. Thank you.
Shoto. Yeah,
That's all we needed. We just needed the big three. That's all we needed.
yeah, because the other kids didn't really have anything to do. Like they had gag moments, and it just kind of it's just really sad.
The purpose they serve was to fight off some fodder characters for a little bit. That's the main purpose they serve. This movie, like you said, it was basically just a cash grab, something to fill the void between the final season and the last season and the final season.
And I hate this because like last season had great animation. Don't get me wrong, but like it deserved what this movie got, honestly, because this movie looked great, as we said, looked phenomenal, great to look at. But like y'all should have been doing that for the season. Like, not to say the season looked bad. It had amazing moments, but could you imagine
definitely could look better
if
here and there, but
everybody
yeah,
was
no.
focused? Yeah, like if everybody who was on that movie was focused on last season, and I'm pretty sure that they're focused on this season. It's the last season, but like the previous one that we like passed.
Yeah, we didn't need to put
That
resources into this movie, essentially.
Yeah, I'm like we didn't. Yeah, exactly. Like it was nothing. It was a nothing burger. I finished that film, and I was like, I have never. Granted, anime films probably for the most part aren't, unless they're a part of the main story, aren't going to be much, right? But like at least at least they provide something, or like interesting concepts, or
A cool
like
new
for instance,
side story, cool
yeah,
new character getting introduced or
like
something.
in the Naruto, like what was it that one Naruto film where they went to a different dimension and it had like Dark Naruto and it showed like what would he be if it was a villain. I'm like, that's not canon, but that shit
It's
was
cool.
interesting, right? Like that shit was interesting. And we didn't, and this movie didn't do that. Like it didn't introduce anything interesting.
Yeah, and then like I said, Dark, like they hyped up Dark Might, but he wasn't even evil for the sake of evil, and almost like right because he actually started off wanting to actually kind of do good, just not in the way
And
other people
which is why I
would
was
really
like,
see it. And then
it, it
he just said, "F it, well, I'm just gonna go full evil."
exactly. He gets rejected by All Might one time, and it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna just look like you and do bad things. I was like, what? That's why I was like, it's such you could have done so many different concepts with this, like the 1A rising to the occasion, stuff like it could have you could have done so much with this movie, and that premise alone, like an evil All Might, or like clone, or a villain who's inspired by All Might's actions, but it's so many different ways you could have done this, and it's just cheap. It was just villain of the week and his minions. Like I feel bad for the side characters because I like the ally side characters, because honestly they were interesting. Both of them like by themselves are interesting, but in this movie it just feels like they wasted.
Yeah, and then you know what? I want to talk about this as well because it's kind of my stand-up moments is also in as well as my disappointments for this movie, right? Dark Might's powers. For him to have a cool ass concept for a power, him just basically using it to throw magical punches really upsetted me.
Magical punches and berries. And granted this is most likely the last My Hero movie. I just need to know why all the movie writers keep making Deku fight people with barrier abilities. What the fuck is up with that?
I don't know.
This man got the man has 6 power sets inside him, and you constantly make him punch force fields. I don't get. I'm like, why? What the? Whose wet dream is this?
But they like seeing Deku smash through force fields.
Because I'm just like, I was like, this is the second movie, third movie villain, and now this dude.
They like seeing Deku smash through force fields. They love it.
I was like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, I've seen this before.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just they could have left this one in the kitchen. They could have threw this one away. Honestly, we didn't need this one. Five out of 10 for me. I'm with you there. You didn't talk me up to it. Now five out of 10 for your niggas.
Like this was a straight to VHS movie. Like I know a lot of people probably don't remember those, but like that's what this felt like.
You don't do them like that. Well, no, you gotta do them like that. Yeah, straight to VHS. I'm with you there. Straight to it. Straight out of a week at most in theaters, big dog.
Yeah, I was about to say this was not something that was supposed to make it to a theater. Me and Ace said it earlier. Like compilation films are definitely cash grabs, but like at least they're entertaining. Well, I won't say that. Well, at least they're doing something, right? They're taking a part of the anime and cutting off all like the mid sequence, the fluff, and just combining it all together. At least they're doing that. This is just popcorn movie. Like, watch this guy get beat up. That was basically this film.
Yeah. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I got to say. I don't know if there's anything else you want to touch up on here.
I'm trying to think. The motorcycle was cool. The butler had a motorcycle that he could change out his equipments, and it was like remote controlled. That shit was raw. Again, wasted in this film. Sorry, I was like, I just had to. I was trying to think in my head, like, what have I not talked about that I actually like would like to?
That you liked about it, yeah, no, I feel
that
you.
was the butler character. Hold on, I gotta look up.
It was nice. It's it's something with a G. I can't pronounce it.
Gilro, I think there's some shit. Oh my god, it's hard.
Yeah, it's that one was a little rough. That one's a little rough.
Giulio. Yeah, but this guy, that dude was a cool dude. He was a cyborg assassin type hero guy. Like that he was wasted on this.
But
film.
but like of course the romance between him and old girl was just so generic, and it was just of course they're falling in love with each other, right? Like this is like romance 101. The butler takes care of the sick princess, and they end up falling in love with each other. Like let's be for real, guys.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, that was generic. But this guy, he was like cyborg Batman, and I just loved that shit. I ate that shit up. But like, he was wasted in this film. He should have been somewhere else. Like this could have been a side. Like
this could have been a spy movie.
Yeah, if he was main character or some shit. Like
that's what this movie should have been. This should have been a spy movie. Yeah, his little motorcycle was dope.
Honestly, again, I say this every time I think of something else this movie could have been. I get upset because it's just like we didn't get that.
They just had to put something out there so they could keep the money flowing for the production for season 7. You feel me? They had to get something out there. And
if that is the excuse, this sin isn't as bad as it was.
No, it's still a sin because they got money.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it wasn't. It's not as bad. See, if the thing was, we need to put out something to help fund us to put all balls to the wall for the final season. I'm not as mad, right? By all means, I get it. Do what you got to do, but that shit right there.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm genuinely curious on this one. I want to know if there's any of our watchers that have you guys seen this movie, and what were your thoughts on this movie? I genuinely want to know. Do you guys also agree with us? Do you think this was the weakest movie out of all of them? Because I don't see how they redeem themselves from this one. Do you think this is the last? Because I don't know. There's got to be one more movie, right? There's no way we end the MH movies series off like this, right?
The only way I can see them doing another MHA movie is if it's like a movie on what happens after the end of the series, something like that.
Gotcha.
At this point, because we're too close to the end. Really shoehorn something in.
I feel you.
This was legitimately because again, time frame wise of where this movie is, because they always like to fit them into the timeline somehow.
Chronologically and stuff.
This was like right before Vigilante Deku, or right after, which means this was like right before
the final fight.
Attacks.
Yeah, with Shigaraki and all that. Yeah.
So like this, there's no, unless they're going to do a film on Class 1A after whatever happens at the end. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're gonna get another.
I hope we got to get something. I would hate for this to be like how we end the movie series for MHA.
Now we might get Vigilantes movies. I don't know.
I'll take that. If we get a Vigilante movie, I'll take that. Because I like the style that Vigilantes have been going for. It's a nice little show. I got to watch the last few episodes, but I like the style that they've been going for in the story they're telling. Even though I know it's not as important to the main story, but it's still a cool little story they're telling.
Yeah, I've been liking it as well. So. We might get movies of those depending on how popular Vigilantes is. But
yeah,
I think this is probably it.
Oh, that would be a sad way to go out if this is it. That would be a sad way to go out.
Indeed.
That would be a sad way to go out. Well, all right, everybody. Well, that's everything that we got for this week for Gurren Otaku Council, everybody. Once again, please let us know down below in the comments what was your guys' thoughts on, just everything overall, from the summer watch list to all the news that got announced at Anime Expo. And of course, what would you guys' thoughts on your next MHA movie if you have checked it out? Because it is on Crunchyroll now. If you haven't yet gotten to check it out, the movie is available on Crunchyroll now, so you can go and check it out.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll, Netflix, I think Hulu.
There you go.
Honestly, you should be able to access it almost at any streaming service, because it might also be on Prime Video.
There you go. It's on streaming service now. Long story short.
I definitely know about those three for sure. Crunchyroll, Netflix, Hulu. I definitely know.
It is on these streaming services, so definitely. if you watched all the other movies, I guess you could. I guess check this one out. But
If you just
you're
need
probably
the
gonna be
movie,
disappointed though.
if you want to throw something on in the background that has that's got like flashy animation and fights, this is the perfect thing, right? It don't take much to pay attention to. It's a very simple plot line.
It is. It is 100%. I'm with you there. But yeah, that's everything they had, everybody. We'll see you all, next time for episode 106. Everybody, peace out.